Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to show you some of my 3D dioramas for Pokemon that I created back when I was a teenager. So over here you can see that all this was created by paper. And before I go through all these, I just wanted to show you some of my work in progress that I never completed. Essentially the background is just like trees, Squirtle. This one here. So it's basically a flat piece of paper, and then I just cut it and configure it in a way that it will fit this cube. This one here is like a water theme. This Pokemon is Lapras. And to be honest with you, I grew up in the era of like the original Pokemon, the 151, and the second generation, third generation, up until the generation of like Piplup, Chimchar, and Turtwig. After that generation of Pokemon, I haven't really been keeping in touch with the new Pokemons. This one here is like Zelda theme, so not really Pokemon related. Okay, so let's go through some of the ones I created. Let's start with this one here. So this is the second generation of the three choices. It's basically a scene where your character, talks to the professor, and then you can essentially pick which one you want. Cyndaquil, Totodile, and man, I forgot that Pokemon's name. Anyway, yeah, so this is what it looks like. And then next we have the original scene where Professor Oak likes to select the three Pokemon. So we have Squirtle, Charmander, as well as Bulbasaur. All right. Next we have this Soul Silver edition. So I kind of used like cotton there as kind of like the waterfall going down and kind of like creating the mist for a waterfall. Yep, kind of like made it 3D. I used super glue for all of them. All right. Next we have the Emerald version. So this one here is you and your character meeting the rare Pokemon, Rayquaza. All right, so the stairs going up as well. This one here is from the Pearl version. And it's cool because the other side is Diamond version. So you have, Pokemon Diamond and then Pokemon Pearl, as well as like everything I glued like this just so that it creates a 3D illusion. Okay, this one here, it's basically the professor as well as you trying to fight the Pokemon there, and then I think it's a scene where you need to rescue the Professor Birch in order to get a Pokemon. So after you rescue the professor, he will give you one of these three Pokemons over here. I think this is pretty cool, with the trees. And then we have Heart Gold version. This one here again, floating in the clouds. I used cotton again, just to give that illusion. And then, you're just facing Ho-Oh, which is like that legendary Pokemon up above the rooftop. Yep. So all these cubes here, for some reason, when I was younger, when I printed them, it printed in a smaller scale. So it didn't really fill this cube up. So all these, running out of space, I just wanted to show you guys before I keep them all in a box. But the two main ones that I'm proud of, because it fit the scale really nicely as the cube, is the Pokemon Sapphire and Pokemon Ruby version. So you can see here, Pokemon Sapphire was actually the first Pokemon game I played on my Game Boy Advance. I remember I was just at home, and then my mom came back from Malaysia. I'm from Malaysia, and then I think my mom and dad, they bought like the Pokemon Sapphire version for my Game Boy, and I was playing that for like many hours. So yeah, so this is like really nostalgic for me. And then we have the Pokemon Ruby version. Yeah, it just looks really nice, in my opinion at least. So this two usually I will display on my shelf. And then the rest of these will be going into a box. All right, thanks so much for watching. Hope you like it. And until next time, this is Jay signing out.